this hand, luckily I'm not busted here, but I wasn't involved in the hand, so I'm not listed here in the convert. But we're going to discuss the play between Savinov and Benyamine here. Pretty standard raise with pocket queens, and a lot of times this is what people will have when they're actually re-raising in these tournaments like this. Fourth gets checked through, which almost every fourth did. Fun table. Benyamine's going to bet his board, and Savinov's going to make the call, which is an interesting call with a pair and a brick. He might think that Benyamine's paired is 2, although since so many fourths got checked through, I don't think you can automatically put him on a bad hand. So he must think that if he's still got a pretty good chance at having the high locked up here. And Benyamine's going to keep betting, and then Savinov checks the river, and Benyamine checks behind. If you've been betting this board and someone's calling you down like this, you absolutely have to bet one pair of queens on the river, because having gotten this far with just the 7s, I can't imagine that Savinov wouldn't have called the river also with one pair of 7s. So even if you're, say the 7's 2 and he was just calling down with the 7-5 draw and an ace, trying to beat the 7-6 draw, there's so many cards that he can hit that will give him one pair. Once he pairs the ace, that one pair is going to be worse than your one pair, and he's just going to put the last bet in the pot. So if you find yourself in this situation, typically you're going to be value betting one pair in stud high, a lot less on the river than you would in stud 8. But in stud 8, when you have a low-looking board, one big pair like this is almost always a value bet, just because there's so much that he can call you with, including a hand like this, an unimproved one pair. Sure, sometimes he'll improve to 2 pair, and you'll value count yourself, but it's pretty unlikely that you'll get raised, because, you could be free-rolling him. So if you made something like 7s and 10s, you'd probably just check call the river here. So always bet this one pair for value on the river against hands like this, because people are going to think you have a low and they're going to call because they hope their 7s are good and they're not going to be, and you can charge them an extra bet.